Hello, my name is Sir Wilson, and welcome to the story of my first Nuzlocke of Pokemon FireRed. To begin, let's discuss the rules of this challenge. I will be following the standard Nuzlocke rules: 1. Nickname every Pokemon, 2. Only catch the first encounter of each new area/location, and 3. If a Pokemon faints, it dies. Additional limitations I will use for this challenge include limit 3 items per battle, not including held items, level limit based on gym leaders and the champion, duplicate/species clause, and playing on set mode. I begin this journey choosing to play as the girl, whom I name Sally, and for her rival, Professor Oak's grandson, we're going to name him Terry. The starter for this challenge will be my favorite, Charmander. I nickname him Vaughn because he will be Von Fire. Vaughn has a modest nature, plus special attack, minus attack. The best we could ask for. Sally immediately takes on Terry and his turtle, and Vaughn easily defeats Squirtle. Professor Oak hands Sally a Pokedex and 5 Pokeballs. Gee, thanks, mister! On Route 1, Sally meets her first encounter, a Pidgey. Pidgey is caught and nicknamed Penny. Penny has a relaxed nature, which is not good, plus defense, minus speed. Next on Route 22, Sally finds a Spearow. Spearow is caught and nicknamed Fifi. Fifi has a calm nature, another bad one, plus special defense, minus attack. Making her way north, Sally encounters a Caterpie. Caterpie is named Monarch. Monarch is docile, a neutral nature. In Viridian Forest, Sally meets a female Pikachu. Pikachu will be the heart of this team. Heart also has a modest nature. How perfect. While leveling up the team, Fifi gets poisoned by a Weedle. On the walk back to the Pokemon Center Viridian City, I was going too fast! Aw, man. A huge mistake, but at least she went calmly. Fifi goes into the grave box, her first death already, and Sally doesn't even have one badge yet. Shortly after, Monarch evolves into a beautiful Butterfree. Everyone on the team is leveled up to the level limit of 14 before taking on Brock. The team needs every level considering these horrible type matchups against Brock. Sally steps into the Pewter City gym, ready to challenge Brock, the Rock-type gym leader. Brock leads with his Geodude, and Sally leads with Penny. I ask everyone to pinch their pennies to bring some good luck. Penny tries to lower Geodude's accuracy with a sand attack, and Geodude goes for defense curl. On turn 2, Penny starts chipping away at the rock with Gust. Geodude uses another defense curl. On turn 3, Penny gusts again, and Geodude goes on the offensive with Tackle. Turn 4 is another Gust and defense curl exchange. On the next turn, Penny lands a crit Gust, but Geodude continues flexing his curls. It's a slow grind as Penny spams Gust again and Geodude goes for his second Tackle. But Penny gusts once more for what has to be 1 damage, and Geodude defense curls again for some reason. Another Gust for non-zero damage, and Geodude retaliates with a crit Tackle of his own, putting Penny below half health. Penny immediately strikes back with a second crit Gust. Amazingly, Penny is holding her own with this Geodude. One more Gust and Geodude hits Penny with a Tackle, putting her in the red. Risking a crit, Penny uses Gust once more and is brought down to 2 HP. Sally is forced to use her first potion and Geodude finally misses a Tackle. Penny returns to spamming Gust but is brought back down below half health thanks to a Tackle. Penny Gusts and Geodude uses Tackle as both Pokemon are getting low. Another Gust from Penny and Geodude misses another Tackle. One more Gust has Geodude down in the red, but Penny is in the red again. Fearing that Sally needs the remaining potions for Onix, Penny hits Gust and then is brought down by another Tackle from Geodude, which was an unnecessary crit. Monarch comes in to finish off the Geodude with a special attack Confusion. Brock brings in his last Pokemon, Onix. Monarch throws out Stun Spore to hopefully slow down the Rock Snake. Onix manages to fire off a super effective Rock Tomb, but Monarch lives on 5 HP. Knowing that a potion won't save Monarch from another attack, we use Confusion to get some damage down. Onix connects the second Rock Tomb, and Monarch faints. Sally's last hope is Vaughn. Vaughn comes in and slashes Onix with a super effective Metal Claw to bring Onix below half. Onix is paralyzed, and we go for another Metal Claw. Onix is paralyzed 2 turns in a row. What luck! Vaughn hits with another Metal Claw to put Onix in the red, and then Onix gets paralyzed for a third turn in a row. No way. Vaughn connects his last Metal Claw to bring down Onix and secure the first gym badge against incredible odds. Penny and Monarch gave way more effort in that battle I expected to see. Brock gives us the Boulder badge and TM39 Rock Tomb. 1 badge and 3 deaths. Not a great start, but at least the story continues. Sally grieves the loss of Penny and Monarch as they join Fifi in the grave box. Thank you both for fighting so hard. Shortly after the gym, Vaughn hits level 16, and that means Charmander evolves into Charmeleon. On Route 3, Sally meets a Mankey and names her Frenzy. She's a serious girl though, don't let the name fool you. Next, Sally enters Mount Moon where we find a Zubat and simply name him Bat Boy because I love baseball. He's a sassy boy, but his sassy nature slows him down. Sally finds a snake in the grass of Route 4 and names her Slither. She has a neutral nature and sadly no Intimidate for her ability. In Cerulean City, Sally bumps into the terrible Terry, our rival. Vaughn and Hart make quick work of his team without taking a scratch though. After Terry, Sally steps up to the water's edge to take on Misty and her starfish. Misty leads with Staryu, and Sally leads with Hart. Hart leads off with a big Thundershock on Staryu, and Staryu just hardens. Misty is forced to burn a super potion on turn 2. After 2 more Thundershocks, the Staryu goes down without touching Hart. Starmie comes out, and to my surprise, Hart outspeeds the Starmie, paralyzes it, and it can attack on turn 1. 2 more Thundershocks and another turn of paralysis result in Starmie's end. Hart scored a perfect battle against Misty. That a girl. Misty hands over the Cascade badge and TM03 Water Pulse. 2 badges down. Heading south on the way to Vermilion, Sally catches an Oddish. Based on Oddish's scientific name of Odium Wanderus, he is named Odium. Odium is immediately added to the team. Odium has a quiet nature, pretty good, plus special attack minus speed. On Route 11, Sally catches a Drowsy and names him Baku, which is also based on his Pokedex entry. After catching Baku, Slither evolves into Arbok. Later, we learn that Baku has a sassy nature as well, making him a special defense wall. Sally flashes her ticket to board the SS Anne for a boatload of evolution. Aboard the SS Anne, Odium evolves into Gloom, and Batboy evolves into Golbat. Sally runs into the terrible Terry once again and throws him overboard. Sally waves farewell to the ship as it floats away from the port. Before facing the Vermilion Gym, Sally teaches Slither how to dig a hole to prey on Lieutenant Surge's electric mice. Lieutenant Surge leads the battle with Voltorb and Sally leads with Slither. Slither uses Dig, Voltorb misses Screech and is one-shot by Dig. Lieutenant Surge's Pikachu comes out second, but it suffers the same fate from another Dig by Slither. That was so easy. His final Pokemon is Raichu. Raichu goes for a double team on turn 1, but attacks on turn 2 knowing that Slither is underground. Slither's first dig misses. Again, Raichu goes for a double team as Slither goes under. Slither misses her second dig. Raichu finally attacks with a crit shockwave. Slither goes under once again and uses dig. It connects with Raichu, but Slither gets paralyzed by static. That's cured by the cherry berry she was holding, thankfully. Sally heals Slither with a hyper potion for item number 1. Raichu uses another shockwave, leaving Slither above half. Slither is out of dig PP, so she's forced to use secret power. Thankfully, it connects and Slither sweeps Lieutenant Surge's team all by herself. Lieutenant Surge surrenders the Thunder Badge and TM34 Shockwave. Thank you, Slither. This will be your final contribution to this journey. Sally backtracks to Pewter City to obtain the old amber from the museum. Then she heads east from Cerulean to the Rock Tunnel. Inside the Rock Tunnel, Baku evolves into Hypno. After exiting Rock Tunnel, Hart learns Thunderbolt at level 26. West of Lavender Town, Frenzy evolves into Primate, but that's where her playtime stops. Sally arrives in Celadon City and rushes to the department store to buy some jewelry for the Pokemon. First, Heart gets a Thunderstone and evolves into Raichu. Second, Odium gets a Leaf Stone and evolves into Vileplume. Sally makes one more addition to the team by catching a Doduo and naming her Knees. Knees has an impish nature, and Knees learns how to fly through rigorous amounts of high knees calisthenics. Don't ask me how. Sally is ready to challenge Erica, Celadon City's grass gym leader. It's Vaughn's time to shine, baby. Erica leads with Victory Bell, and Sally leads with, you guessed it, Vaughn. Vaughn hits it with an Ember for half health and gets Stun Spored in return. Victory Bell goes for Acid on turn 2 as Vaughn is paralyzed and can't move. A second Acid puts Vaughn at half health, but he connects the second Ember to KO Victory Bell. Erica throws out Tangela next, but foolishly uses Ingrain, allowing a free KO with Vaughn's Ember. Finally, Erica brings in her Vileplume, which also leads with an Acid attack, triggering Vaughn's Blaze ability, boosting his Ember damage, but it's not enough for the KO. Sally heals Vaughn with a Super Potion, and on the next turn, Vileplume goes down to another Ember after throwing out a couple doses of Acid. Erica concedes defeat because the gym is on fire! Sally earns the Rainbow Badge and TM19 Giga Drain. Without hesitation, Sally teaches Giga Drain to Odium. 4 badges obtained and not a single death since Brock. Sally pursues Team Rocket in the basement of the game corner. Sally makes a lasting first impression as she confronts their leader, Giovanni. He threatens her with a world of pain. Heart leads off against Giovanni's Onix, a minor mistake. Heart is urgently switched out for Odium to handle this rock ground creature. Onix uses Harden on the switch in. Odium sucks Onix of its life force with a Giga Drain after a second Harden. Giovanni throws out Rhyhorn, another rock ground type. Sadly, Rhyhorn faces the same fate as Onix before him. Giovanni then throws out Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan starts off by taking a bite out of Odium, causing him to flinch on the first turn. Kanga whips its tail, lowering Odium's defense, and Odium follows with a Sleep Powder. Odium uses his final Giga Drain to take a third of Kangaskhan's health. Kangaskhan wakes up on the next turn and lands a big Mega Punch on Odium. Odium's Acid doesn't do enough damage, forcing Sally to switch in to Baku on the next turn. Kanga shakes its tail at Baku on the switch in. Then, Kanga fires off Mega Punch, connecting right before Baku puts it back to sleep with Hypnosis. With low health, Baku retreats and Heart comes out to play. Kangaskhan wakes up without a single turn of sleep thanks to its ability Early Bird, which I totally forgot it had. Kanga bites Heart, but triggers Static, leaving it paralyzed. Even Steven. Heart uses Brick Break, and Kanga shakes his tail one more time before Heart takes it out on the next turn with another Brick Break. Sally's first match against Giovanni is a huge victory, but there were several close calls. Sally snags the Silph Coat from Giovanni and a piece of charcoal for Vaughn from the Game Corner prize slots. Back in Lavender Town, Sally beats the terrible Terry, acquires the Pokeflute, and travels south to Poke the Bear for a chance to catch a Snorlax. Snorlax proves too difficult to catch as Sally is forced to flee, but Snorlax is the one running to the mountains, clearing the path to Fuchsia City. On the way to Fuchsia City, Knees evolves into Dodrio. Then, Sally meets the most talented bird keeper ever. Watch this.
When I whistle, I can summon bird Pokemon. Okay. I want to see this. Whistle for me. No. Was that the whistle? Yes.
After the Bird Keeper's talent show, Vaughn gets an upgrade learning Flamethrower at level 34. 2 levels later, he evolves into Charizard. Yes! My favorite Pokemon joins the adventure. After receiving the Super Rod, Sally does some fishing to catch a Horsey, naming him Steed, and a Poliwag, naming her Undertow. Poliwag joins the party to fill the final vacancy. Undertow has a gentle nature and damp for her ability. Both could be better, but oh well. Sally continues her catching frenzy in the Safari Zone. However, luck shines down on her with the Chansey as the first encounter.
Of all the Pokemon to start with. Oh my gosh. Alright, we're just gonna throw. It'll probably bust out. No way!
Unbelievable. Chansey is named Mariah after my favorite pop star. Yeah, I said it. Sally wins HMO3 Surf, teaches that to Undertow, and rushes back to Rock Tunnel for some easy grinding against Geodudes until...
No! No! Oh my gosh, no! Oh, I forgot Bubble's not the same damage as Water Gun in this generation. Oh my gosh.
That was heartbreaking. I've been looking forward to using Poliwrath. Rest in peace, girl. 4 deaths. Steed, saddle up! Steed is carefully leveled up and EV trained against Geodudes in Rock Tunnel and Ghastly and Pokemon Tower for defense and special attack EVs. At level 33, Steed evolves into Seadra. In Saffron City, Sally and Knees soar through the fighting dojo and then walk away without claiming either prize. Sally has a close call in Silphco as an Electrode set up a Screech against Odium, preparing to self-destruct the next turn. But thankfully, Sally dodged that bomb and brought in Baku to take the blow. Sally faces off against Giovanni and his World of Pain for a second time at the top floor of Silphco. Vaughn takes the lead against his Nidorino, going for Dig on the first turn. On the second turn, the Dig connects but gets poisoned by Poison Point from Nidorino. On the next turn, Vaughn uses Flamethrower to take down Nidorino. Rhyhorn comes in naturally being the rock type against Charizard, and Sally's forced to switch in Steed, who makes his first appearance in a major battle. Taking a Rock Blast, Steed's Surf washes away Giovanni's Rhyhorn, and then the marsupial Pokemon Kangaskhan comes out third, and Sally brings in Odium to face off. Kanga bites Odium on the switch-in, followed by a Mega Punch on the next turn as Odium recovers some of the damage after a Giga Drain. The second Mega Punch misses thankfully, and Odium heals to almost full off the next Giga Drain. Kanga whips its tail before falling to one more Giga Drain from Odium. That was a lot better than the first time we faced Kangaskhan from Giovanni. Giovanni's Nidoqueen hits the floor as his last Pokemon, and Sally switches into Baku to face it. Baku takes a Body Slam on the switch-in, and on the next turn, Baku goes for Hypnosis after Nidoqueen shakes its tail, but misses. Fearing a crit after the Tail Whip, Sally throws Odium back in for Baku. Odium stays in just to toss out a Sleep Powder, allowing for a safe switch back into Baku. Baku comes in, and with Nidoqueen asleep, goes for a big hit with Dream Eater, but Nidoqueen wakes up before Baku can attack. Baku takes Nidoqueen to half health with a Psychic, and then Sally brings Odium back in again. Odium goes for the Sleep Powder to put Nidoqueen out for a safe finish after a couple of Giga Drains as Nidoqueen snoozes away. Sally claims victory against the Rocket Boss once again. With the entire team in their 40s, Sally returns to Fuchsia City to challenge Koga, the Poison-type gym leader. Koga leads with Coughing, and Sally leads with her trusted Psychic-type, Baku, for super effective damage. Baku fires off a Psychic to knock out Koga's Coughing with ease on turn 1. Koga throws out Muck next. Baku fires off a Psychic, which takes Muck below half, but Muck lands a Toxic on Baku. In fear of running out of Psychic PP, and in hopes that Headbutt is enough, Baku uses Headbutt, but Muck survives and then uses Minimize. Koga heals Muck with a Hyper Potion, and Baku goes for another Headbutt. The poison damage is building up on Baku though. Baku hits Muck with Psychic, but it's still not enough for the KO, and Muck minimizes again. Below half health, Sally is forced to switch out Baku, and Sally decides to bring in Steed to face Muck. Koga uses a second Hyper Potion on the switch. Steed connects his first Surf on Muck, but Muck minimizes again. The minimize causes Steed to miss his second Surf. And on the third turn, Steed hits his Surf, but Muck poisons Steed with Toxic and lands Sludge. Steed misses another Surf, and then, to avoid any risk, Odium comes out, but Odium fails to connect any attacks after taking 2 Sludges from Muck. Sally uses her first item to heal Odium to full, only to repeat missing 2 attacks and taking another 2 Sludge from Muck. Sally throws out Vaughn, and Muck's Sludge also poisons Vaughn on the switch in. This is a nightmare. Vaughn hits Muck with a flamethrower and finally takes down the raid boss. Another coughing comes in and Vaughn incinerates it with flamethrower. Koga's final Pokemon is Weezing, and Sally takes a huge risk throwing Baku back out below half health and poisoned.
Oh man, this is not a good spot to be in. Please take it. Please take whatever happens. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my gosh. Please just KO this Weezing with Psychic. Oh my gosh, Baku, you're so good. Oh, Baku.
The battle ends and everyone survives. Sally defeats Koga and claims the Soul Badge and TM06 Toxic. Sally flies back to the Saffron City gym, and instead of battling Sabrina, I utter these famous last words.
One more trainer, right? I want to battle you. Stop it, please. Okay. What? What? What happened? What? No! Oh no! Oh no! Oh man!
Rushing through the battle, I didn't notice Ghastly had used Destiny Bond, and Knees KO'd the Ghastly, tying their destinies together. Death number 5. However, there was no turning back. Sally pressed on to challenge Sabrina, the psychic gym leader. There was one clear choice to beat Sabrina, and that was Vaughn. Vaughn KO'd the Kadabra with a single wing attack. Sabrina's female Mr. Mime was next, and it went down to 2 wing attacks. And then came out Venomoth.
And to burn things, Sabrina. Give me something to burn. Yes! Yes! Burn, Venomoth. Burn.
Sabrina's final Mon was Alakazam. Sally's perfect solution to Alakazam's is her very own Psychic-type Baku. Baku eats Psychic from Alakazam's for breakfast. Alakazam goes for a Calm Mind, and Baku does just about half with his first headbutt. Alakazam uses Psychic on the next turn, but the second headbutt is just short of the KO. Sabrina heals to full, and then Baku's next headbutt is a critical hit, securing the victory. Sally earns the Marsh Badge and TM03 Calm Mind from Sabrina. After leaving the gym, Sally says her formal goodbye to Knees. Sally then lands on Cinnabar Island to connect with the fossil restoration expert on the island. He revives Aerodactyl from the old amber. Sally names the Aerodactyl P. Terry. He has a lonely nature, which is great for his attack.
No! That was it! Ah, I did have pursuit! We were so close to. Dang it!
In efforts to obtain the experience share, Sally tries to evolve Chester, the Rattata, while switch training in the mansion, but sadly Chester falls to a pursuit from a wild Raticate, less than half a level away from evolving himself. 6 deaths. RIP Chester. The final encounter needed for experience share is Magnemite named Units, caught in the power plant. After grinding and EV training up P. Terry, Sally is ready to take on Cinnabar Island gym leader Blaine. Blaine sends out his little puppy first with Intimidate, but P. Terry easily takes out Growlithe despite the Intimidate with a single ancient power. Blaine's next Pokemon is the Evolved Dog, which also intimidates P. Terry. After 2 intimidates, Sally feels that it's necessary to switch in Steed. Steed comes in but takes too much damage from Arcanine's Fire Blast. Sally tries to heal Steed once and hopes that Fire Blast might miss, but it doesn't. Sally has no choice but to bring in her own fire type to fight Arcanine. Arcanine hits another Fire Blast on Vaughn. Vaughn goes for Fly and lands a clutch crit, dealing more than half to Arcanine. Arcanine's takedown brings Vaughn below half health too. On the next turn, Vaughn scores a crit slash and knocks it out. That's a fire type showdown for you. Blaine sends out Ponyta, and Sally has P-Terry come back in for his debut gym battle. Ponyta stomps P-Terry on the switch in. P-Terry misses his first Rock Tomb, and Ponyta blasts him with fire. P-Terry thankfully hits the second Rock Tomb, KOing Ponyta. Blaine's final Pokemon, Rapidash, joins the battle, and P-Terry one-shots the horse with a single Ancient Power. Sally receives badge number 7 from Blaine, along with TM38 Fire Blast. Sally follows Bill to Sevi Islands, but nothing exciting actually happens here, so let's jump ahead to Viridian City, where Sally will take on the final gym. Sally walks in to find that Team Rocket boss Giovanni is actually the Viridian City gym leader. Giovanni starts the battle with the Rhyhorn, and Sally rides in on her most trusted Steed. Steed sprays Rhyhorn with an insulting water gun, which is easily enough to take out Rhyhorn. Dugtrio is the second Pokemon, and it does outspeed Steed as it hits with Earthquake, but it does less than half. Steed's Surf washes that away. Giovanni's third Pokemon is Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen rides in, but it rides the Surf back to its Pokeball just as quickly. The King follows the Queen and goes down with another Surf from Steed. Giovanni's final Pokemon is his second Rhyhorn. Rhyhorn drowns in the Surf just like the others. That was so stressful. Just kidding. Giovanni hands over the 8th badge and TM26 Earthquake. Now, Sally can challenge the Pokemon League. Sally wanders through Victory Road to reach the Indigo Plateau. With a level limit of 63, the team needs a lot of grinding, nearly 10 levels each. After hours of grinding and preparing movesets, Sally and the team are ready to conquer the Elite Four. Here's your chance to see their final stats and movesets before they go in. Notable changes are Heart learned Return, Steed learned Ice Beam and Hydro Pump, Baku learned Calm Mind and Shadow Ball, Odium was taught Petal Dance and Secret Power, P-Terry picked up Earthquake and Dragon Claw, and Vaughn learned the all-powerful Blast Burn. Alright, let's go, Sally. First member of the Elite Four is Lorelei, the Ice-type Master. Lorelei leads with Dugong, and Sally leads with her Heart. With a 10 level advantage, Thunderbolt is an easy one-hit KO on Dugong. Lorelei's second Pokemon is Cloyster, and Thunderbolt shocks that shell. Slowbro is third, but I guess Lorelei hasn't heard. Thunderbolt KOs Slowbro. That's the word. Lapras is number 4. Heart's Thunderbolt is almost enough to KO Lapras. Heart takes a Surf, and then on the next turn, Lapras is recovered with the Citrus Berry, but Heart throws back a wave of her own with Shockwave to KO Lapras. Lorelei's Jinx is last, and Heart finishes it off with a critical return. Insane. Heart has had the best luck throughout this playthrough. 1 out of 4, Sally is moving on to the next floor. You all know number 2 is Bruno. Hoo-ha! Bruno starts off with his first Onix, and Sally leads with Odium. Odium is faster than the Onix and drains it of all of its HP. Hitmonchan is Bruno's plan, but Sally throws in Baku, and he soaks up a Sky Uppercut on the switch in, and then a second Sky Uppercut before firing off a crit Psychic, which KOs the Hitmonchan. Hitmonlee steps in next, but misses his first Mega Kick. Baku nearly one-shots Lee with Psychic. Knowing Bruno will heal, Baku uses Calm Mind. Lee whiffs another Mega Kick, and Baku brings it down with one Psychic. The second Onyx is thrown out, and Baku takes advantage of this time to safely stack another Calm Mind to guarantee a KO on the Machamp in the back. Onyx's Earthquake procs Baku's Citrus Berry, and then Baku's Psychic KOs Onyx on the next turn. Bruno's final Pokemon, Machamp, comes out to play, but Baku is faster and one Psychic is all it takes to end this battle. 2 out of 4, Bruno is gonna be sore. Sally meets the third member, Agatha, the Ghost Poison type user. Agatha's first Gengar faces off against Baku. Gengar leads the battle with a Toxic that misses, and Baku powers up with a Calm Mind. Gengar's next Toxic lands, but Baku heals it off thanks to a held Lumberry. Baku's Psychic KOs Gengar. Agatha's Golbat enters the battle. Trying to slow down Baku, it goes for Confuse Ray, and it successfully causes Baku to hurt himself on the first turn of Confusion. On the next turn, Golbat lands an crit Air Cutter, but Baku snaps out of Confusion and blows away Golbat with a Psychic. Agatha brings in her Snake next, intimidating Baku. Arbok bombs Baku with Sludge for huge damage, but Baku lives to KO Arbok with an unnecessary crit Psychic. Gengar number 2 enters, and Sally heals Baku with item number 1, but Gengar throws out Sludge Bomb and successfully poisons Baku as well. Gengar on the next turn strikes with Shadow Ball, bringing Baku down to 29 HP. Baku's Psychic obliterates her second Gengar, and Baku lives on 6 HP after the poison tick damage. This is almost exactly like Koga all over again. Sally is forced to switch and brings in Steed. Agatha's Haunter puts a curse on Steed, but Steed surfs through the ghost and wins battle number 3 of the Elite. 3 out of 4, gimme one more. The final 4 member is Lance, the Dragon Trainer. Lance's first Pokemon is Gyarados, and Sally leads with her Heart. Heart makes quick work of Gyarados after they intimidate with a big Thunderbolt. Lance throws out Dragonair next, and Sally switches into P-Terry, thinking that P-Terry's Dragon Claw will do big damage, but it's a 2-hit KO because she forgot that Dragon types are special attack based in this generation. Dragonair lands 2 Dragon Rages on P-Terry before it goes down. Lance chooses to mirror Sally by bringing in his own Aerodactyl. Uncertain that P-Terry can outspeed and KO Lance's Aerodactyl, Sally switches into Steed. Lance's Aerodactyl hits with Ancient Power on the switch and gets the Omni Boost. But it also triggers Steed's Poison Point. Haha! Aerodactyl hits with another Ancient Power and Steed surfs the Fossil Bird, putting it just in range to fall from the poison damage. Lance throws out his second Dragonair next. Sally chooses to heal up Steed using her first item of the battle. Dragonair goes for Outrage, which does less than half the Steed. On the next turn, Steed blasts the dragon with a huge Ice Beam. Lance's Dragonite is his final Pokemon, but Steed outspeeds and KOs the beast with a single Ice Beam. The crit was entirely unnecessary. The Elite Four have been defeated, but what? Terry the Terrible has beaten them already? He's the new champion? That's unbelievable. No matter, Sally hasn't lost to him yet, and she won't now. Most powerful trainer in the world? Not for long. Sally challenges champion Terry. Sally and Terry take flight with Pidgeot and P-Terry. I didn't think about the Terry and P-Terry name overlap until this battle, but it's kind of funny. P-Terry smacks Pidgeot with an Ancient Power on turn 1, but it barely hangs on. Pidgeot uses Aerial Ace for minimal damage. Terry uses a full restore on turn 2. P-Terry's Aerial Ace crits Pidgeot and does about the same amount as Ancient Power did. Pidgeot retreats and Rhydon emerges. Ancient Power barely scratches Rhydon, and Sally switches into Odium to fight the rock monster. Odium dodges Scary Face on the switch in and drains the life out of Rhydon on the next turn. Terry's Alakazam appears, and Sally immediately switches in to her Alakazam counter, Baku. Baku eats one psychic on the switch, and then a second psychic before he shoots a Shadow Ball to KO the fearsome spoon holder. Terry's Arcanine pounces into battle, and Sally switches into Steed for Baku to take a flamethrower, which does a little less than half. Risking a crit, Sally's Steed takes one more flamethrower before blasting out a Hydro Pump to KO Arcanine. Steed redeems himself from the battle with Blaine's Arcanine. The Coconut Tree comes out next, and Sally switches in Vaughn as he takes a Giga Drain from Exeggutor, which barely tickles him. The temptation to use Blast Burn for the first and only time in this playthrough was so hard here, but Vaughn's flamethrower is enough to burn down Exeggutor with no problem. Terry's Turtle comes out for the starter versus starter showdown, but Sally plays it safe by switching in Odium. Blastoise Hydro Pumps Odium full of water twice, and Odium heals off the damage with a single Giga Drain. The Citrus Berry heals Blastoise up to half health, and Terry makes another switch. Pidgeot doesn't have enough health to survive Odium's Giga Drain on the switch in, and it faints. Terry's Turtle is all that's left, and Odium is ready to deal the final blow. Blastoise misses its Hydro Pump, and Odium dances to victory with Petal Dance. And I can't help but do a victory dance with Odium too. Sally wins. Sally defeats Terry the Terrible to become the new Pokemon League champion of Kanto. Professor Oak wanders in and guides Sally to the Hall of Fame to record her victory. And that's the story of Sally and my first Nuzlocke. This challenge was so much fun, and I absolutely love the development of this story and the Pokemon that I played with. The entire playthrough is uploaded here on my YouTube if anyone wants to watch the whole thing. This was my first Nuzlocke summary video, and I'm eager to make another one as I continue my Nuzlocke challenges on my Twitch channel and uploading the stream archives here on my YouTube. At the time I'm finishing this video, I also have my Pokemon Heart Gold Hardcore Wedlock series going on that I stream live on Twitch. I would love for you to come and hang out and share the experience with me. Please share your comments below and tell me what you enjoyed most about this story. Please also like and subscribe if you would like to see more Nuzlocke challenges. Until next time, Sir Wilson out. Peace and love, y'all.